That's right, we have the arrival of Umbral Horror. Make sure you guys smash the link crap out of that subscribe button so you guys don't miss out on more awesome content. So we got the headliner for this was actually going to be the legendary Vector himself. And except there's no Ray, only Vector. And we get this really cool card to start off with. This is the CXC's number, or the Chaos Exceed Hope Emperor Dragon, or CXC's Chaos Barian Hope Dragon. It is a rank 7 Dark Dragon with 0 attack and 0 defense, and it's 3+ level 7 monsters to make it. Now we can also exceed summon this card by using one number C monster you control with a number between 101 and 107 in its card name, and of course transfer its materials. Now this gains 1,000 attack for each material attached to it, so I mean, depending on what you've got under it, I mean, it could be 4,000, sure. We also have your opponent cannot add cards from their deck to their hand while this card has a number C monster as material, except by drawing them. That's pretty important. And then once per turn, we can detach one material from this card, attach the top 2 cards of your opponent's deck to this card. So straight off of the bat, I mean, this thing is going to get to suck up materials and actually start taking away resources from your opponent. The only downside is if you notice, it's 1,000 attack for each material attached. This is going to have absolutely nothing going for it on the defense stat line. Which is going to be pretty sad, actually. We also have the Shining Umbral Horror. This is actually a pretty cool looking card. I like this. So it's a light level 4 fiend. Oh boy, it's a light fiend. You can only use the first and second effects of this card's name each once per turn. So if you normal or special summon an Umbral Horror monster or Masquerade Exceed monster, we can special summon this card from hand, and if you do draw a card, then if you drew an Umbral Horror monster, you can special summon it. Okay. This card can be treated as 2 materials for the Exceed summon of a number monster that requires 3 or more materials. This is really good generically. I like the fact that, I mean, on normal or special, it gets to draw cards, and it itself can count as 2 materials for something. Feels like they're really trying to flush out, you know, the extra value that you really need to have for this. And then we have the Umbral Horror. So we did get some Umbral Horror retrains in here. God, we needed these for so long, because the original Umbral Horrors are really bad. This is a level 4 Dark Spellcaster, 500 attack, and 1,500 defense. Now, you can only use the first and second effects of this card's name each once per turn. So if this card is normal or special summon, we can add an Umbral Horror monster from your deck to your hand, except for the Umbral Horror. We can banish this card from your graveyard, target one Masquerade Exceed monster you control, special summon from your extra deck one number monster that is 1 rank higher than that monster you control by using it as materials. This is treated as an Exceed summon. Well, shucky darn, Konami found a way to essentially bypass and actually make sure that you could just get access to an immediate, mode change here, which is kind of what we needed, right? Like, the gimmick of the chaos numbers at this point in time, they've been very restrictive. And the fact that, we can now mode change Masquerade on Masquerade and then, slap the bigger boss monster on top of that, I don't actually think it's so bad. Plus, your interaction with the other Umbral Horror up here is like a mini engine, is actually, not too terrible, all things considered. And then we have the Gorgonic Umbral Horror. Yes, they did not forget about Gorgonic. I'm actually really glad to see that they still kept up with this. So this is a level 4 Dark Rock monster with 1,200 attack and 0 defense. Now, you can only use the first, second, and third effects of this card's name each once per turn. So if you control no monsters, or all monsters you control are Umbral Horror, we can special summon this card from hand, and then if you do, add a non-rock Umbral Horror monster from your deck to your hand. So good. Okay. You cannot special summon from the extra deck except for number Exceed monsters, so that's going to be a condition, I assume, as long as this card is face up on the field, much like we've seen with the other ones of these. And this card can be treated as 2 materials for the Exceed summon of a number monster that requires 3 or more materials. Once again, having these extra effects that you are, able to count these towards, I mean, this plus Gorgonic plus the Shining Umbral Horror, plus, the other one, I mean, that technically counts as 5 materials for you to do like a Giga Exceed summon and barf out something, you know, a little bit more powerful at the end of the rainbow. We also have the 1000 Umbral Horror, and yes, this is I assume a homage to Dawn 1000. So you can only use the first and second effect of this card's name each once per turn. Quick effect, you can send this card from your hand or field to the graveyard. Place 1/7 Barians from your hand or deck into your field zone face up. You cannot special summon monsters from the extra deck until the end of your next turn, except for Exceed monsters. And if an Exceed monster is special summoned while this card is in the graveyard, you can special summon this card, and you take no damage from your card effects for the rest of this turn. What is 7 Barians? A very broken new field spell that we just got, but we'll talk about that here in a little bit. We also got number 104, Masquerade Vane. And yes, Masquerade did get a retrain. This is actually really cool. So this is 3 level 4 dark monsters. It's a 2700, 1200, and it is in fact a spellcaster. So you can only use the second effect of this card's name once per turn. So once per turn, we can detach a card from, or a material from this to add a Barian's spell and trap from your deck to your hand. So whatever we need to grab, we can get access to. A monster Exceed summoned using this card on the field gains this effect. If this card is Exceed summoned, activate this effect. Your opponent banishes 4 monsters with different attributes and 1 spell from their deck. If they do not, you banish the top 10 cards of their deck. That is some very interesting card design. The fact that we have a monster that will just eat out the opponent's deck that we can just now summon. I do wonder if this will cause problems for competitive play, though. And then we have number C104, Masquerade Umbral Horror Victory. Interesting. Is this a Utopia pun? This is rank 5 dark spellcast with 3000 attack, 1500 defense, and it's 4 level 5 monsters. Now, once per turn, quick effect, detach a material from this card, target 1 card your opponent controls, and destroy it. If this card battles an opponent's monster doing damage calculation, you can make this card's attack and defense become the opponent's monster's attack and defense, whichever is higher, plus 100 during damage calculation only. Oh! If this card destroys a monster by battle, send 1 random card from their hand to the graveyard, and if you do, have their life points. We are maintaining that exact same effect, but we're slapping it on a battle clause for this, which is kind of insanely cool. But I like this. This is a pretty cool retrain. And then we have the field spells here, man. This card is very, very broken. So this is 7th Barians. It's a field spell. You can only use the second and third effect of this card's name each once per turn. Each player can only special summon non-number monsters from the extra deck while this card is face up on the field twice per turn. They gave this deck a floodgate on their field spell. That's broken. During your main phase, you can add 1 Umbral Horror monster from your deck to your hand, and then discard a card. Okay. And then during the end phase, each player takes 400 damage for each Exceed monster on the field. Why does my field spell also burn? That's pretty insanely good. And don't worry, we have more. This is Barian's Hope. This is Utopia grabbing on. Okay, so you can only use the first and second effects of this card's name each once per turn. Special summon an Umbral monster from a graveyard or a Masquerade Exceed monster from a hand or graveyard. Then you can make the level of all Umbral Horror monsters you control become the level of 1 Umbral Horror monster on your field or graveyard. Okay, so this fixes the old way of playing the deck. We can banish this card from the graveyard, target 1 Exceed monster you control, attach a number Exceed monster from your extra deck or graveyard to it. Well, cool, this automatically gets the floodgate up and running, which is pretty cool. And then we have Barian's Seal. So yes, we do have a counter trap card here. So you can only use 1 of the first and second effects of this card's name once per turn, and only once that turn. So when your opponent activates a spell, trap card, or monster effect, and you control a C number Exceed monster or a number C monster with a number between 101 and 107, negate that activation. Do attach 1 monster from either field or graveyard to your Exceed monster. We can banish this card from your graveyard, special summon 2 Umbral Horror monsters from your graveyard. Honestly, I might just want to Foolish Burial this just to get the special summon. Because that actually seems pretty decent, all things considered. But I mean, these Umbral Horror cards are some of the coolest I think we could have asked for. Especially like your headliner boss monster here being absolutely and absurdly cool looking. I absolutely love everything about this. This is the kind of Yu-Gi-Oh! That we come here for. There'll be a little bit more here later on this morning. But please leave a comment down below, tell me what you guys think, and I'll see your beautiful faces back here later today, guys. Patrons! Thank you!
Thank you so much for watching. Check out these other videos.